Savings is a member of the iTex trading community. Your iTex dollars are welcome.
Who are the people that serve part-time in the Ohio Army National
Hey, welcome
Guard?
in. Thursday edition, Bruce Hooley Show. So we'll
We'll
get you going here momentarily.
Service is providing us valuable job skills,
And
it pays up to 100% of our tuition. We're proud to serve
keep you
our
updated.
state.
Biden's
We are
ready to
your
speak at the
Ohio
White House or
Army
getting
National
ready.
Guard. Learn more about part-time service with the Ohio Army
So-
National Guard at nationalguard.com/OH. Sponsored by the Ohio Army National Guard, aired by the Ohio Association of Broadcasters and this.
Here we go. We are standing by for Joe Biden's first comments, since he knows he will be succeeded in the White House by Donald Trump, the guy who he said was a fascist extremist, the guy whose followers, he said, were garbage. So we heard from Kamala Harris yesterday. We'll hear from Joe Biden. I hesitate to say momentarily, because when they say they're coming out at 11 and it's already 11:06. And what was she yesterday? She was like 37 minutes late for her appearance at Howard University. So, but when Joe Biden comes out, we'll play his comments. And I'm sure there'll be some, as there were in Kamala Harris's speech yesterday. And yeah, this is not a totally unfair. There'll be some veiled shots at peaceful transfer of power and all that, because of course that's really the last thing Democrats have, is to beat up Trump over January 6th. I've beaten up the January 6th protesters, and I felt like Trump could have been better in that moment, but it certainly was never ever close, even remotely close to what Democrats portrayed it. And they tried to squeeze every drop of untruth out of it that they could, and they paid the price for it. They paid the price for it big time on Tuesday night with Donald Trump's resounding re-election as president of the United States. And I've been watching, interestingly, over the past afternoon, evening, and into this morning, how Democrats would react to this. Because when you take a big defeat, it's not pleasant. I mean, did you see Kamala speak yesterday? First of all, did you see the sad clown, Tim Walz? I mean, he has his bottom lip over his top lip. He's fighting back tears. Jowls jutting out on each side. Just nobody's heart is immune to the visage of the sad clown. So Tim Walz was there, and of course there was a white dude for Harris there wearing a mask, and I knew there'd be a white dude for Harris wearing a mask. There were the crying college kids, and then there was Kamala. And Kamala came out, and among the men, and I thought about, do I play a lot of Kamala today? And I thought, she's really irrelevant now going forward. And I don't want to be accused of violating the Geneva Convention with my listeners. So I didn't want to treat you to too much Kamala, but there was one snippet that I thought was pretty much indicative of the entire tone of her non-concession concession speech.
Sometimes the fight takes a while. That doesn't mean we won't win.
Sometimes the fight takes a while. Doesn't mean we won't win. Yeah, it kind of does. If you're going to, now, I'm not saying Democrats never going to win another election. I'm not stupid like Democrats were in 2008 when they gloated about Obama. Oh, look at the coalition he's put together, and Republicans are never going to win another election. I'm not that stupid. Republicans can blow this. They've blown many things over the years. They can get too high on their own supply, like Biden did with mistaking his victory over Trump in 2020 as a mandate, when it was just, I'm really tired of COVID. And the old boy here is promising me that he'll be a normal, non-confrontational president. And I kind of would like that. Biden won because of COVID, and he won because he wasn't Bernie Sanders, and he won because he wasn't Donald Trump. That's why Biden won. Harris here, let me play that again for you. Well, no, actually, I axed it off my screen because it was reflexive. I didn't want to hear from her again. But she said, sometimes it takes a while, the fight. We're not going to give up. You're not going to win if you keep fighting the fight you've been fighting. That would be my advice to Democrats. You're not going to win, again, if you keep fighting the fight you've been fighting. And it doesn't appear that they have any interest, at least not very many of them, in learning that lesson. Listen to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez yesterday, completely absolving Kamala Harris of this defeat.
And she made it possible.
Yeah, well, she made it possible. I didn't start that at the beginning, and I want you to hear all of it. So here's AOC yesterday.
She ran a campaign and she was tasked with an assignment that was nearly impossible.
Oh, really?
And she made it possible. This race was so close.
Okay, so she bookended that statement with two huge lies. The first one, I'll refresh your memory.
She ran a campaign and she was tasked with an assignment that was nearly impossible.
Nope, not nearly impossible. Remember, she was leading in the polls after a while. She was up 3.5 points. She had the convention after Donald Trump's convention. You always want to have the last word. She had it. She won the debate. She didn't get a bump out of that. She didn't get a bump out of the convention, because the mere fact of the matter is that the more people got to know her, the less they liked her. And the more she was rudderless in her messaging, the more people wondered about whether or not she could actually lead the country. And the more she hid her positions on where she really stood, first by sitting out doing interviews for 60 days, then by picking only friendly media, then finally sitting down with Bret Baier and not answering anything. She made herself unlikable. So that was the first lie. That was this was a task that was impossible. Here's the second lie on the back end of the AOC statement.
This race was so close.
No, it wasn't close. You had 7 battleground states. She lost them all. I do want to correct the stat that I gave you yesterday. The initial overnights from the New York Times had her not doing better than Joe Biden by 3 points or more in any single county in the United States. They've now revised that. She did better in 46 counties across the country. Trump was well over 1,000. She lost support among women relative to Biden, Hispanics, blacks. The only group she did better with is the group that you would predict, because the only message she was able to reinforce was twofold. Number one, Donald Trump is big and mean and orange and bad. And orange and mean and bad, by the way. And the second message was abortion, 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 abortion. So who do those two messages resonate with? Suburban white women. Suburban white women. That's it. Now, it's sad, but I've heard from 2 friends of mine, that their wives were in tears over Donald Trump winning. They're both highly educated suburban women. Okay, so AOC wrong, was not an impossible task, and it was not close. So they don't want to face reality on the left. They don't want to face reality on the left. Here's Chris Coons. Senator Chris Coons, co-chair of the Biden campaign.
A big focus on the economy and inflation, and frankly, a lot of folks not recognizing the real progress that was made by President Biden and Vice President Harris.
Did you get that? A lot of folks not recognizing the real progress made by Joe Biden and Vice President Harris. Tell me more, Chris Coons.
We've seen landmark bipartisan legislation signed into law in the last couple of years that does important things that average Americans say they want.
Like what? Did you fix the border? Did you lower prices at the pump or at the grocery store? I don't think so. You spent a lot of money on the climate, which hiked inflation. You let millions of illegals in. You did that. Oh, you passed the CHIPS Act and Intel's going under. It's been taken off the S&P 500. We got the world's largest outdoor basketball court out in Orange Township because they can't find a buyer for it. You did that. Please, Chris Coons, tell me even more.
Reducing prescription drug prices,
with all due
for
respect,
example,
sir,
capping the price of insulin,
voters
investing in
rejected that
infrastructure,
record.
but they didn't feel it and they didn't give us credit for it.
Cassie Hunt trying to break in. And she's a partisan. Cassie Hunt trying to break in. But, sir, no, Chris Coon. They didn't feel it, and they didn't give us credit for it. See, shame on you, America. You did not give them credit for costing you $13,000 a year more to stay right where you were when Donald Trump left office. Now, normally I don't torture you with too much Kamala Harris. Likewise, I don't torture you with too much Jessica Tarloff. But I want to play Jessica Tarloff's response to Chris Coon because it is yet another brick in the wall of Democratic inability to recognize what happened to them on Tuesday night. And if they don't recognize what happened to them on Tuesday night, then what happened to them on Tuesday night will continue to happen to them. And I have a fix for them. It's an old school fix. It's not progressive. It's very definitely not progressive. You know, they're always like about new and this and that and the other. It's not progressive. It's actually very regressive. A fix that takes me back to my childhood and how my father used to discipline me. And it worked. Even though I didn't like it at the time, I'm grateful for it now. I'll share it with Democrats next.
This afternoon, sunny, pleasant, less humid. High today, 62. Partly cloudy tonight, low 39. Mostly sunny, terrific day tomorrow, the high 75. Clear skies tomorrow night, low 41. Saturday, some sun, then increasing cloudiness, high 58. Clouds and shower spots late Saturday night, low 50. Periods of rain on Sunday, the high at 63. And then times of sunny clouds on Monday, high Monday, 59. I'm Steve Williams on 98.9 FM, The Answer.
This is an urgent announcement for anyone that's $10,000 or more in debt. Before you make another minimum payment, you need to know there are special programs that can completely free you of your debt. Total Financial Freedom can help you become debt-free in months instead of years. Resolve your credit card debt, signature loans, department store cards, internet loans, and timeshares. Call now at 800-533-6605 for a free consultation. For 17 years, Total Financial Freedom has helped thousands get out of debt. You can feel confident when calling because Total Financial Freedom is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau and a Christian-owned company. Don't get stuck in the endless cycle of payments. You have the right to get your debt resolved and substantially reduce your monthly payments. Call Christian-owned Total Financial Freedom now at 800-533-6605. That's 800-533-6605. 800-533-6605.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage gardening, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-965-1433. 800-965-1433. 800-965-1433.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Owning a home is a dream come true, but keeping it comfortable? Temperature Pro understands that your HVAC system is the heart of your home's comfort. When it needs attention, you deserve service that's fast, transparent, and reliable. More than just a repair company, they're your home's partner, offering professional service that respects your space and your family. For routine maintenance or an unexpected breakdown, trust Temperature Pro to keep your home running smoothly with no surprises on pricing. Temperature Pro, your comfort is our promise.
This year, I've given you so many reasons to try Balance of Nature, but I've got one now that you cannot ignore. Let's review some of the other reasons. First, with Balance of Nature, you get a product made from whole fruits and vegetable ingredients. Second, they can provide you with so many of the things you may be missing. Third, it could be just what you've been looking for to make you feel better. And of course, I take them daily. I think you'll agree this reason trumps them all. During November, with my special promo code, you'll get their Black Friday savings all month long. Use my discount code MikeG and sign up as a new customer to get 50% off, free shipping, plus a free fiber and spice supplement. This is an unbelievable discount, but you got to use my discount code MikeG. Give them a call, 800-246-8751, and use the discount code MikeG or order online at balanceofnature.com. Use the discount code MikeG to get 50% off plus a free fiber and spice supplement from Balance of Nature.
I had just a delightful afternoon yesterday. I, first of all, was able to complete an order with my new friends, Bob and Jeannie. And then, man, did I meet a delightful young woman yesterday afternoon who told me this amazing story. None of it would have been possible without the fact that each of them went to brucehooley.com, clicked on flooring in the upper right-hand corner of the page, and that's how we got to know each other. It's a way you and I could get to know each other. And if you have a need for flooring, if you like new carpet, if you would like luxury vinyl plank flooring or vinyl flooring in your kitchen or bathroom or any room, we can hook you up and save you money and get it installed much faster. Typically, our products arrive within 5 days of ordering, and we can get them installed most of the time within a month. That beats the big box stores, and it's just one of many ways we beat the big box stores. So if you're looking to do flooring, particularly before the holidays, then get to it. brucehooley.com, click flooring in the upper right-hand corner of the page. The episode of The Rifleman that Joe Biden is watching in bed while finishing his morning wheatina must be too riveting to pull away from, because he is now 22 minutes late for his 11 a.m. speech in the Rose Garden at the White House. Speaking to the nation after Donald Trump's victory on Tuesday night, I've been playing audio from Democrats who are trying to make sense of how and why Kamala Harris lost. And Kamala Harris saying yesterday in her non-concession speech, sometimes it just takes a while to win the fight. We're just going to keep fighting. And I said, keep fighting the same fight. You're going to keep losing the same way, maybe worse, because the shifting allegiances toward Republicans were inarguable in Tuesday's election. African Americans, 13% voted for Trump compared to 8% in 2020. Asians, 39% in 2020, now 46%. Young people, 46%, was way up from 2020. So across the board. And Chris Coons, the co-chair of the Biden campaign, said that, it's just people just weren't smart enough to figure out what a great job we were doing. And Biden and Harris are doing a great job. Jessica Tarloff on Fox, who I find so objectionable that I almost always fast forward until she's no longer on my television screen. Here she is reacting to Chris Coons saying that people just didn't get it. We did a great job.
This has been a problem, though, throughout the entire administration, I think, from the podium to the surrogates, that the message of the accomplishments of this administration are not being communicated in a way that is resonant with the American public. And this was a very much an election about what you can see, the realities that we see around us, whether that's your necessities that you're buying on a grocery shelf and how you have felt over the last 4 years. Okay, so here comes old Joe. I got to just say, beforehand, she's like, it's a messaging problem. And then she goes, it's about reality. It's about the reality of the fact. Those are two different things. The messaging and the reality. Speaking of somebody who never got the message, here's Joe Biden at the White House. He looks very happy because Kamala Harris got embarrassed. Thank you for being terrible and getting Trump back.
No. Oh boy, here we go. Oh boy. He's waiting for applause. All right, so there's Joe Biden at the White House, and that's pretty good. That's pretty good. The comment about election integrity, of course, is self-serving because, as I told you yesterday, you go back to the election of 2012, 2016, 2020, and 2024, and Democrats' popular vote was like always steady at like 66 million votes. And then in 2020, it leaps to 81 million. Where are those 15 million people? Where are they? Where are those voters? As I jokingly said to someone on Twitter yesterday when they asked the same question, I said, that's the problem with dead people. You can't expect them to show up exactly when you want them to. But he struck a much better tone than Kamala Harris did. So I only have about a minute. I promised you I would tell you a story from my youth. And this wasn't the only time this happened, okay? And I don't have enough time to tell it, so I'm going to save it for the other half of the hour. But safe to say, like, Biden is striking the right tone here. And if Democrats will look at why they lost and enlarge their worldview, I mean, large enough to look back 64 years to the inauguration of John F. Kennedy, maybe they then can get in touch with the reason why they lost on Tuesday night. Because in his inauguration speech on the Capitol steps, John F. Kennedy said famously, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. Not even before the end of that decade, Democrats were 180 degrees different in their approach to government's role. They had enacted the Great Society. They were going to be the daddy for the black family. They destroyed the black family. They've destroyed poor families. Their war on poverty has escalated poverty. They have steadily and increasingly expanded principles that have made our country more dependent upon government, which is not good for the country. I'll demonstrate next.
With us. Back up. Remember, a defeat does not mean we are defeated. We lost this battle. The America of your dreams is calling for you to get back up. We felt over the next 10 years. We have laid to rest the question about the integrity. Took risks of the outright duty as president. I'll fulfill my oath, and I will honor the Constitution. On January 20th, we'll have a peaceful transfer of power here in America. To all our incredible staff, supporters, cabinet members, all the people who've been hanging out with me for the last 40 years, God love you, as my mother would say. Thank you so much. You put so much into the past 4 years. I know it's a difficult time. You're hurting. I hear you and I see you. But don't forget all that we accomplished. It's been a historic presidency.
No, it hasn't.
Not because I'm president, because what we've done, what you've done. A presidency for all Americans.
Bullshit.
Much of the work we've done is already being felt by the American people. The vast majority of it will not be felt over the next 10 years. Not because I'm president, the past 4 years. I know it's a difficult time. You're hurting. Incredible staff, supporters, cabinet members, all the people who've been hanging out with me for the last 40 years. God love you, as my mother would say. Thank you so much. You put so much into the past 4 years. I know it's a difficult time. America. To all our incredible staff. But don't forget, who've been hanging out with me for the last 40 years. God love you, as my mother would say. Thank you so much. You put so much into the past 4 years.
Tune in or iHeart. Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit. 800-885-3333. That's 800-885-3333. 800-885-3333.
This is Hugh Hewitt, 80 million listeners, and on AM radio to always be on, delivering news, sports, talk, and weather reports you can trust. AM radio also delivers vital emergency information when you need it most. Text AM to 52886 and tell Congress to pass the AM for Every Vehicle Act to keep AM radio in cars. And visit dependonam.com for more information.
Message and data rates may apply. You may text STOP to stop.
Because truth is not a left-wing value, and the left lies as easy as you breathe. You need the clarity and wisdom of Dennis Prager every weekday afternoon from 1 to 3 on 98.9 FM. The Answer.
I know many of you lost a lot of trust in our medical profession during COVID, and I understand why you did. But let me tell you about QC Kinetics and why it is a procedure that you should trust, because they're not injecting anything into your body that's not already in your body. And you say, how's that work? Well, QC Kinetics clinics in Dublin and Gahanna specialize in advanced regenerative therapies. And you're thinking, vaccines, boosters. No. They withdraw your blood, and then they separate out of your blood the platelets, which are the healing agents. Like, for instance, when you cut your finger, sprain your ankle, pull a fingernail off, something like that, you don't go to the doctor. So the platelets are what help you heal from minor things. If you add more of them, or you have arthritis pain, back, knee, hip, elbow, that can heal that issue without surgery, without medicine. Check it out. QC Kinetics, free consultation, 380-208-4544, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. All right, final comments here from Joe Biden in the Rose Garden at the White House, speaking magnanimously. He did a really good job. I got to this part here at the end. This is not the greatest part. Let me just say that. But we'll wrap it up with that, and then we'll transition into what is really a decade-long tone deafness on the part of Democrats. Here's Joe Biden.
I know it's a difficult time. You're hurting. I hear you and I see you. But don't forget all that we accomplished.
Like what?
It's been a historic presidency. Not because I'm president, because what we've done, what you've done. A presidency for all Americans.
No.
Much of the work we've done is already being felt by the American people. The
Yeah,
vast
you better believe
majority
that.
will not be felt over the next 10 years. We have legislation we passed that's just only now just really kicking in. We're going to see over $1 trillion worth of infrastructure work.
Okay. Enough. Hopefully Donald Trump will undo that with an executive order. I was thinking about why are they not getting this? Okay. Why do they not understand when they're repudiated? And then I remembered in 2014, after Obama had won his second term, remember the midterms in 2014? It portended that something seismic was going to happen in 2016. Barack Obama, Republicans had a good night Tuesday night, right? Look at Sherrod Brown out. We got Donald Trump back in. He's winning the popular vote. And in 2014, though, Obama lost 9 Democratic senators. 9. He lost 54 House seats. Now, did he become a different Barack Obama, like Bill Clinton became a different Bill Clinton when he got clubbed in the midterms? No. Obama elections have consequences, and everybody in America voted for me, and I got a pen and a phone, right? So he was still the arrogant, not listening to anybody guy that he was before he got repudiated. And so if Democrats just refuse to reevaluate the fact that they didn't lose because of messaging. They didn't lose because the American people weren't smart enough to see all the historic things that have gone wrong. And they didn't lose because voters are racist and, they want to keep people down and all this. They lost because they refused to listen to the American people when the American people said, we don't want an open border. We don't want EVs. We don't want you to take away our gas stoves. We don't want you in our lives. And while I don't, but while some people may care about abortion, we don't care about it more than we care about anything else. But that was the Democrats' message. Okay. So Obama comes along and he says all that, and he doesn't take the message, and we get Donald Trump in 2016. And yet, they didn't get the message in 2016. Why didn't they get the message in 2016? Because Hillary Clinton won the popular vote, right? Remember all the crabbing about the Electoral College? Well, most of America prefers Hillary. That's a false narrative because California and New York are such populous states and they're Democratic enclaves, and that cooks the books when it comes to the popular vote. But they deluded themselves into thinking that everything was just fine because it was almost like they felt like they got rooked. They got cheated because, that mean and nasty Electoral College. And that's why that heated up the effort to get rid of the Electoral College. So now we arrive here at Tuesday night and we see an inarguable shift in voting blocks that Democrats thought were going to permanently be theirs because, remember what Biden said when he ran in 2020? If you don't know whether you're going to vote for Donald Trump or me, then you ain't black. And you're black, you got to vote for me. You're Hispanic, you got to vote for me. Trump is anti-immigration. You're an immigrant. Yeah, but I'm a legal immigrant. So Democrats compartmentalize everyone into their race, their sex, their ethnicity, and they guilt trip you into saying, look at what happens to black conservatives like Byron Donalds. Look at how they are treated. Look at Tim Scott. He's called an Uncle Tom, right? They don't want to earn your vote. They believe they are owed your vote because you are a woman or because you are black or because you are Hispanic or because you are Asian. You owe me your vote. Meanwhile, nothing changes in any of the communities where the Democrats say, we got your back. So I thought the other day after they lost, certainly they're going to get the message. And then I saw Al Sharpton on with Morning Joe. And I listened to this and I went, okay. I guess the outreach to black men and Hispanic men has started. These two are kicking it off.
And I just say, Rev, really quickly, too. Democrats need to be mature, and they need to be honest. And they need to say, yes, there's misogyny. But it's not just misogyny from white men.
Wait a minute. They need to be mature and they need to be honest. Right now, I know they're in trouble because they're neither one. So he says they got to be mature and they got to be honest. And then he goes, there's misogyny. I'm like, okay, here we go.
Misogyny from Hispanic men.
Right.
It's misogyny from black men. Things we've all been talking about. We do not want a woman leading them. It might be race issues with Hispanics. They don't want a black woman, especially like say, you know, the Democratic Party, I've always found when you're sitting around talking, they love to just sort of balkanize everybody into these separate groups and say, oh, white people don't like women and black people. No, it is time for the Democrats to say, okay, and you and I have talked about this before, a lot of Hispanic voters have problems with black candidates.
Right.
A lot
and
of
with other Hispanics. You got some that don't like each other. And some of the most misogynist things I've heard going on this Get Out the Vote tour came from black men. I mean, misogynist things. So you're absolutely right. It's not simplistic. And we've got to have real honest conversations about it.
Real honest conversations.
Yes, real honest conversation. Who did they leave out? Blacks, whites, Hispanics, they're all misogynists. Blacks, whites, Hispanics, they're all racists. Please keep doing that. Please stick with that. Okay, here's the story. Here's what they need. I'm going to give you a little Gaylor Hooley wisdom. He used it on me. I didn't like it at the time. It worked on me. It would work for them. I hesitate to offer it. It's old school, probably frowned upon now. When I was a little kid, I got this beautiful bicycle. Anybody remember banana seat bicycles? Beautiful bicycle. It was purple, had streamers on the handlebars. And one day I was riding it in downtown West Liberty, Ohio. Shout out all my West Liberty peeps. Right by the gas station, Main Street and Baird Street. And I didn't cross at the light. And I didn't look both ways when I crossed the street. And as bad luck would have it for me, who did I pull out in front of? My father in his truck. And he rolled the window down and he said, ride that bike home right now. You're grounded. Now, does anybody talk about grounding their kids anymore? You're grounded. The two words I dreaded most as a child. You're grounded. You know what that meant? It meant that I wasn't going to be able to ride my bike for a long time. And I didn't ride that bike for a long time. And I don't know why, but I never thought about it until today, the term grounded. I just viewed it as a punishment. What he was saying was, I'm disciplining you because I don't want you to get hit by a car, and I'm returning you to common sense principles. I'm grounding you in common sense. I'm grounding you in logic. You can't cross the street on a bicycle without looking both ways. Democrats, woo, tunnel vision. We're riding into the future. You Hispanics, blacks, and whites, you're racist, you're misogynist. They need grounding. Too bad for you, Democrats. My dad is now in heaven. He can fix what ails you. But I actually hope no one does.
Afternoon, sunny, pleasant, less humid. High today, 62. Partly cloudy tonight, low 39. Mostly sunny, terrific day tomorrow, the high 75. Clear skies tomorrow night, low 41. Saturday, some sun, then increasing cloudiness, high 58. Clouds and shower spots late Saturday night, low 50. Periods of rain on Sunday, the high at 63. And then times of sunny clouds on Monday, high Monday, 59. I'm Steve Williams on 98.9 FM, The Answer.
The story of MyPillow is a testament to faith and transformation. Mike Lindell, once battling addiction, found a new path when he embraced faith and began following Jesus. And in gratitude, Mike is excited to share an exclusive offer with the Bruce Hooley Show listeners. Right now, the standard MyPillow is just $14.88. That's a savings that's too good to pass up. Now, there's a limit of 10 per customer, so don't wait to take advantage of this amazing deal now with my promo code Bruce. Mike believes God gave him the idea for MyPillow in a dream. And it is an amazing pillow. It holds its shape and adapts perfectly to your unique sleep position, helping keep your neck aligned for the best night's sleep. You can also take home a 4-piece kitchen towel set for only $25, a mattress topper at $99.99, or get a luxurious MyPillow set of bed sheets starting at $49.98. Visit MyPillow.com. That's MyPillow.com and use my promo code Bruce. MyPillow.com, promo code Bruce.
Our nation's problems have been building for the past 50 years, and they're not going away overnight, which is why we must prepare now for a financial collapse that will affect the entire economy. The good news is there's an easy way to do that. Hi, I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and I believe everyone should consider a gold IRA from Birch Gold Group to diversify their IRA or 401k. Gold is a proven bedrock in almost every kind of economy. To learn more, get a... This is going to... The word prepare to 989898. Don't wait until decades of government irresponsibility comes crashing down on your retirement. Get your free info kit on
CPA is getting guidance throughout the year, not just at tax time. During the year, we can actively advise you on your financial and tax planning and other major business decisions, just like an outside CFO. Too often, when you see your accountant only at tax time, we're really only keeping score of what you did last year. We'll prepare a comprehensive tax plan to maximize your deductions and minimize the tax you pay, and present you with money-saving options you may not have ever considered. We'll update your financial position each quarter, so there are no nasty surprises at tax time. At Premier Tax CPAs, we like to have consultations with our clients throughout the year because important financial information is only useful if it's timely. At Premier Tax CPAs, we're a firm that can work with you and your business throughout the year to help you make decisions before it's too late. Give us a call at Premier Tax CPAs at 614-524-4888. That's 614-524-4888.
Millions have made seeing Trans-Siberian Orchestra live a part of their Christmas tradition. This winter, TSO celebrates their 20th anniversary of The Lost Christmas Eve. See this all-new show with a high-energy second set featuring the group's greatest hits and fan favorites. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, Thursday, December 26th at 3 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. at Nationwide Arena. Win tickets today at 989theanswer.com. That's 989theanswer.com.
Yeah, those TSO tickets are fantastic, but that's not all that awaits you. The chance to win those tickets at 989theanswer.com. You know what else awaits you at 989theanswer.com? Access to all our podcasts. Yes, if you miss a portion of the Bruce Hooley Show, you can listen to the podcast anytime, and you might be able to access it on your phone through our array of apps, the iHeart, TuneIn, Radio.com app, or we have our own app, which will give you instant access to 989theanswer.com. You'd like to listen to Larry Elder, you say, well, I'm working at night. Or you like to listen to Mike Gallagher, you say, I'm working during the day. Not a problem. The podcasts are there for you at 989theanswer.com. Also, if you're busy on the weekends and you miss the financial wisdom and advice and analysis of Josh Pick on the Aptus Retirement Blueprint Radio Show, that's there for you as well. Of course, the Discount Shopping Club and other opportunities to win, and the latest on every station event that we have planned, all available to you with a simple trip to 989theanswer.com. So the seeds of this Democratic blind spot that revealed itself in a big way on Tuesday night with dramatic gains for Donald Trump, the twice impeached, 116 times indicted, at least twice attempted to be assassinated, MAGA extremist, fascist, Nazi. His return to the White House resonated with America because he told them the truth. He told them the truth about, not about the wall being something Mexico would pay for, not about, let's just assume, widespread eating of dogs and cats in Springfield, Ohio. Trump is a serial exaggerator. but he is a truth teller on things that matter most to the American people. The economy is bad. The border is open. We can't continue to survive like this. We're an embarrassment around the world with what happened in Afghanistan. All those things are totally, irrevocably, and indisputably true. And that's what America pays attention to. The things that really matter to them. Oh, by the way, no men in women's bathrooms and no boys in girls' sports. Trump told the truth on those things, and America rewarded him for it. Now, the seeds of this democratic blindness were apparent in how they kept telling us things are great. What's wrong with you? But they were evident long before that. Kamala Harris, while running for president in 2019, this was when she was still in the primaries. This statement came across my radar yesterday. And I was like, boy, if there's ever something she said, and we've heard many things she said, you know, taxpayer-funded transgender surgeries, and I'm going to ban fracking, and we're going to close all the migrant shelters. Those are the things we remember from her 2019 brief run to try to become the Democratic nominee. Here's something I didn't remember. But this tells you more about why she failed as a candidate than any of her policy positions that she refused to update us on in any of the few interviews that she did. Here's what she said back then.
This is going to sound immodest, but I'm obviously a top-tier candidate.
This is going to sound immodest. She probably stop right there if you ever have to preface a sentence like that. This is going to sound immodest, but I'm obviously a top-tier candidate. No, you are obviously not a top-tier candidate. Not at all. Not in any way are you a top-tier candidate. You know why you believed you were a top-tier candidate? Because there was nothing that took place in your political life prior to the point you made that inane statement that would have given you any reason to believe you were not a top-tier candidate, because you were always a candidate in a party that rewarded you for things that were not accomplishments of yours, but were simply traits of yours. You were rewarded because you were a woman. You were rewarded because you were attractive. You were rewarded because you were black. You were rewarded because you were Indian. You were rewarded because of the friends you made. You were not rewarded because you accomplished anything. And so you kept advancing up the ladder. And I understand why you would think you were a top-tier candidate, because after all, it should be hard to become a state attorney general in California. It should be hard to become a senator from the state of California. And it should be hard to become vice president. But it was easy for you, not because of anything you did, but because of the value system that is horribly out of whack with how things have worked in America forever. Meritocracy. And then I thought about, how can the Democratic Party regain who it used to be? A party I used to vote for, a party my parents belonged to, a party my parents voted for when they were factory workers. Now factory workers are deserting the Democrats in droves. And I can explain exactly why. Middle America and most of America is now on the pendulum that has swung away from the Democratic Party. I want to take you back to the day after the assassination attempt in July on Donald Trump's life in Butler, Pennsylvania. And I want you to listen to Josh Shapiro, the Pennsylvania governor, talking about Corey Comparator, the man who dove on top of his family and lost his life protecting his family from the assassin's bullet. And I want you to listen to Josh Shapiro extol Corey Comparator.
Corey was a girl dad. Corey was a firefighter. Corey went to church every Sunday. Corey loved his community. And most especially, Corey loved his family. Corey was an avid supporter of the former president, and was so excited to be there last night with him in the community.
Every single one of those things, the Democratic Party hates. Every single one of those things. Listen to them one by one. Corey was a girl dad. They can't even tell you what a girl is. So Corey served others, first responders, firefighters, police. How do Democrats feel about them? You go to church every Sunday? You feel like that's embraced by the Democratic Party? Corey loved his community. Loved his community, loved his family. Are those values extolled by the Democratic Party? The Julia Roberts ad? Go into the booth, ladies, and vote whoever you want to vote for. Don't have the conversation with your husband. Don't have a disagreement. Don't openly communicate with your husband. Go in there and do whatever you want to do. Maybe you could make the argument that loving your community is something that the Democrats don't hate, but you sure can't make the argument that loving his family is something that is prioritized in the Democratic Party more.
Corey was an avid supporter of the former president.
Oh, Corey was an avid supporter of the former president. You mean he was an extremist? You mean he was a fascist? You mean he was a Nazi? He was so excited to be there last night with Donald Trump in the community. Do you remember the vitriol that a lot of people posted online when Corey Comparator was killed protecting his family at a Donald Trump rally? Well, serves you right, you idiot. You shouldn't have been there. Everything Shapiro said there is a characteristic of Corey Comparator that endeared him to the people who voted for Donald Trump the other night and the people who voted for Kamala Harris openly object to and openly ridicule. Every single characteristic. Until the Democratic Party fixes that, they do not deserve your vote. They do not deserve your support. And until Tuesday night, I wasn't sure that America had that figured out. I thought we might be collectively stupid enough to continue to fall for their lies. Now I have hope that won't continue to happen.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call.
Thanks for watching, and appreciate you guys. Have a good day. Talk to you later. Bruce Hooley Show Facebook page, Bruce Hooley Show Facebook page, or 989theanswer.com Facebook page if you want to watch hour number 2. Thanks.